Hey, good morning, Lakes Community Church family. Pastor Gabe checking in with you guys here from my office, otherwise known as my closet. So, as you guys know, we're going through and we've been sharing with you guys some of our favorite Psalms. And last night, I wouldn't necessarily call it a dream, but somewhere in the night, either I had a thought or a dream or the Holy Spirit put into my spirit the thought to share with you guys Psalm 13. And I was confused because Psalm 13 wasn't one that registered in my brain as something that was like, oh man, that's so good, I definitely need to share that. It wasn't one that's on my list of favorites for sure. As I was thinking and preparing ahead for these, there were other ones that I was like, man, I want to share on this one, I want to share on this one. And so I was like, Psalm 13. So this morning I got up and I read it, and I was like, man, maybe I misheard or misunderstood, because this doesn't really seem very much encouraging or uplifting or anything like that. And I felt like God wanted me to share just really one thought out of this. It's a short psalm, so I'm going to read it to you, and then I'll share this thought with you that I feel like the Holy Spirit shared with me this morning. It says this, Psalm 13, "How long, O Lord, will you forget me forever? How long will you hide your face from me? How long shall I take counsel in my soul? Having sorrow in my heart daily, how long will my enemy be exalted over me? Consider me and hear me, O Lord my God. Enlighten my eyes, lest I sleep the sleep of death. Lest my enemies say, I have prevailed against him. Lest those who trouble me rejoice when I am moved." And here's the thought that I want to share, because it doesn't end there, as David is crying out. Obviously, this is a plea from him to God, and this is a regular thing for David. This is a regular thing for him to call out to God in this fashion, and something that I think we do, but more in the form of complaining. And I think David here is not necessarily complaining; he's making his request known to God. But this is the part I want to share. This is where it gets cool. In verse 5, it says all this. So he's saying, God, are you going to forget me? Are you going to leave me? I'm in a bad place. What's going on? He says this. He says, "But I have trusted in your mercy." So in this process of David crying out to God and saying, okay, God, listen, I feel like you've left me. I feel like you're not hearing me. I feel like we're distant. He says, but I trust in your mercy. I trust in your mercy. And so my heart shall rejoice in your salvation. I will sing to the Lord because he has dealt bountifully with me. And so, man, as I was just thinking through that, I wanted to sort of convey with you and share with you my heart in this, and in that, I think it's okay for us to cry out to God. And I think that's an okay thing, but I also think that we need to sort of check ourselves when we're doing that, in asking, is this something where we're just straight complaining and we feel God has dealt poorly with us or has given us a short end of the stick? Or are we just expressing to God our heart, being genuine, being vulnerable as he was with us, with a solid understanding that his mercy is enough, his grace is enough, his salvation is enough, he is enough? Or is it more of a place of complaining, suggesting maybe that God has shorted us or shortchanged us? And so just, I don't know if that is something that you're feeling. I know I'm feeling it. Sometimes I feel like I want to cry out to God, but then I feel like, well, am I not trusting him? Am I not, relying on him? And then other times I feel like I shouldn't, and I feel like I want to just stuff it or hide it in, because certainly I can't go to God and say, God, I don't feel like you're hearing me. What's going on? That seems disrespectful. But this really says to me that we have access to God, and we have access to him. Even Jesus cried out to God and said, God, what's going on? Why have you forsaken me? And but he did it with an understanding, like David did, that God was enough, that he's enough. He's not shortchanging anyone. Anything and everything we have is a blessing on top of salvation. And so I just want to share that with you guys. I hope this finds you well, and I hope that you guys are having a good time of growing through this time of quarantine, as we're drawing closer and closer every day to the end, or the next, whatever you want to call it. I hope you're growing, and I hope you continue to grow and continue to seek God, continue to seek his face, continue to seek what he has for you in growing your relationship with him. So love you guys. Can't wait to see you hopefully on Sunday. And have a wonderful day.